I decided to use every single weapon in 99 Nights in the Forest to see how well each one could rescue the kids. And by every weapon, I mean all of them. At least all the ones currently in the game. So yeah. After testing every single weapon and seeing how well they did to rescue each kid, I decided to rank them all, so you'll know which weapons are actually the best for saving the kids. The rankings are based on two main factors: how easy each weapon is to obtain, and how well it performs when rescuing every kid. The first weapon is the old axe. It's very easy to get since you start the game with it, but it does very little damage and is pretty hard to use. So this one goes in D tier. The second weapon is the good axe. It's a little harder to get since you have to open some chests, but the damage is about the same as the old axe. So this one also goes in D tier. Next up is the strong axe. Just like the name says, it's pretty strong. It's hard to find in the other axes, but it does a lot more damage. I'll put this one in B tier. It's not amazing, but definitely not the worst. Now we have the chainsaw. Even though it looks really cool and scary, it attacks super fast but doesn't do much damage. It's also really hard to obtain since you can only get it from ruby chests. There are only 2 natural spawning ruby chests around the map, and 1 recurring one in a stronghold that you need to clear every 20 minutes in order to re-obtain the chest. Because it's rare and not very strong, I'm putting this one in C tier. The spear is next, and it's one of the best weapons for saving the kids. It's easy to get, you can buy it from the pill trader or find it in chests. It attacks quickly and hits a lot of enemies at once. This makes it a great weapon for clearing out mobs, especially if you can kite around the mobs. So this one goes in S tier. Next is the Morning Star. It hits really hard, but is slow to swing. It actually does more damage than a spear overall, but it's a lot harder to find. I also like this weapon because it's really great for clearing out the stronghold, which gives you 5 diamonds when you clear it. Because it does a lot more damage than a spear, and it's a lot harder to find, I would put this in A tier, but since it's also useful for the stronghold, I'm going to move it up to S tier. Now that I'm thinking about it, most melee weapons like these are a lot harder to use on mobile, or anything that doesn't have a keyboard and mouse. You have to move around in a circle to dodge enemies, and that's easier on a computer. So honestly, these weapons might deserve lower rankings if you're playing on mobile. But since I can't decide, and a famous person once said, when in doubt, flip a coin. I totally didn't make that up. So that's what I'm going to do. Heads means computer players win, and the rankings stay the same, where the Morningstar and Spear are at S tier. And tails means mobile players win, and I lower the rankings down to D tier. Oh wow, it landed on heads? I can't believe it. Okay, let's keep going. The next weapon is the Revolver. It's easy to get and it does the same damage as a spear, but it only hits 1 enemy at a time and is ranged. So I'm putting this in B tier. Not the best, but not bad either. Next is the Rifle. It does the same damage as the Morningstar, but it's a ranged weapon and only hits 1 enemy at a time. It's not too hard to find in chest, and the ammo is all over the map. Since it's a ranged weapon, does a ton of damage, and has a ton of ammo that you can obtain, this makes rescuing kids super easy. So I'm putting this in S tier. Now we have the Kunai. It's really hard to get. You need to open a ruby chest or buy the assassin class for 500 diamonds, which is super expensive. I only have about 357 diamonds. This is without spending any money, and it was all free to play. It took a very long time. The Kunai does better damage than the Revolver and attacks really fast, but the ammo is extremely limited. Because of how rare it is and the limited ammo, I'm putting it in B tier. It's really good if you use it correctly, but one mistake can ruin the entire rescue mission. Next is the laser sword. It's not really in the game anymore, so you can't get it unless it comes back. If it does return, it works a lot like the spear. It does the same damage and has the same attack speed, but it uses energy, so you can only attack a few times before it has to recharge. Because of that, I'm putting it in C tier. Now for the laser cannon. You can't find it in the game anymore unless you buy a class that costs 700 diamonds. Yes, I got these 700 diamonds free to play, and it took forever. If you want a video on how I did that, I will likely make short clips for the video before I upload the full video. So like and subscribe if you are interested. Also, if you are interested in seeing the full clips of me using every single weapon, they are on my shorts video page. Some of the clips that took longer for the final kid had some cuts to them to keep them short. Anyways, the laser cannon does the same damage as the kunai, but hits more enemies at once. It attacks slowly, just like the Morningstar, because of its recharging feature. With the extreme difficulty in obtaining this weapon and how slow it is at attacking, I am putting this in B tier. Next is the Raygun. Just like the laser cannon, you can only get it by buying a class, but this one only costs 100 diamonds, which is pretty easy to earn. It does the same damage as the Revolver, attacks a lot faster, and has unlimited ammo, as long as you wait for the charge. Because of that, I'm putting it in A tier. It's better than the Revolver, but not quite good enough for S tier. Next, we have the shotgun. You can only get it from the ruby chest, but it has an extremely high damage and high attack speed. I think with the high damage and attack speed, it offsets the rarity factor and deserves to be in the S tier. If you get this weapon, it is extremely easy to rescue every single kid. Next is the Thorn armor. This belongs in the SSS tier. You get this from the ruby chest, so it is super rare, and the damage it does is so much that it is almost non-existent. You can pair this up with the riot shield, which is also obtainable from the ruby chest. It reduces all damage you take by around 90%. The riot shield and Thorn armor combo lets you do so much damage that it is non-existent, and also makes you take so little damage that the damage you take is also non-existent. This is why it belongs in the secretly super stupid tier. Finally, we have the bear traps. These are really easy to obtain as they only cost 3 metal from the crafting bench. You only need 5 bear traps to fully rescue every single kid. You use 1 bear trap for the wolves, 2 for the alpha wolves, and 4 for the bears. You can move and reuse the traps after they have been used up, which is why this weapon is so good. With how simple it is to get the bear traps and the amount of damage they do, I would put this in S tier. With that, the rankings are over. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. In the description below, I'll also have a link posted for this tier list guide that you can make yourself. Also, if you want to suggest some video ideas for me that will take about 10 to 50 hours long in recording, you can also comment those, and the top comment might be done by me.